Yo. What's up? 6:30 crew got a treat this morning. I think they heard us putting the stories together.
Oh, dang. Oh, dang.
Monday, January 24th, 2022.
Oh, man.
Trying to blow the cobwebs out. What up, First Sky Omaha?
Oh, man.
Yeah, First Sky Omaha Radio. First Sky Omaha in the morning. Paul Beeee, Buddi3 Da Gawd, Star Trek Rich. Space is the place.
Man, I'm glad we don't never say nothing crazy.
We had a hot mic this time around, yeah. A hot mic. If you was listening this morning on the radio channel,
you know what to expect.
You know what to expect. You heard us putting it together, so. Good morning to you. Good morning. We got a good morning from Pops. Good Monday morning, and much love to Paul Beeee, Buddi3 Da Gawd, Star Trek Rich, and the entire First Sky fam all around the world. Wanda Lewis gave us a good morning as well. Good morning to y'all. Thank you for getting up early with us. Terry Bricker says, good morning, Space Squad.
Hey, Space Squad. I like that.
Yeah. Tamika Johnson gives us a good morning. What's happening? Thank you, everybody, for joining in. Once again, if you're listening on the radio channel, good morning to you. And apologize for messing up your 6:30 mix there with all our getting the stories together shenanigans.
Just talking all through the jams.
Man, I got to tell you, man, it's a rough morning. It's so rough that I got up, made some coffee, and left it sitting on the counter when I walked out the door. That's how zombie I was this morning.
Man.
Yeah, man. So anyway, good morning. It's Monday, January the 24th, 2022. Already with the case of the Mondays going on, but
always something.
We're back.
Always something. Yeah, man.
Yeah, First Sky Omaha Radio. First Sky Omaha in the morning fam. Omar Valentine says good morning to us. Hey. Appreciate you. Brother Mayor Sanchez says Bellevue, Nebraska, checking in. Top of the morning to you. What's going on?
Yeah, man.
How you doing this morning, brother? Yeah, we're struggling this morning, but we're here.
Yeah. So, like you said, man, case of the Mondays already, but again, we're rolling. So, if you're part of the 6:30 crew, if you're tapped in early this morning, let us know. How that went.
Oh, okay. Now I'm getting all. Yeah, okay. There it is. I'm getting all the notes from. Shout out to Beth, who is part of the 6:30 crew, listening this morning, hearing us sleepy eyed talking about the stories. So shout out to everybody.
Well,
go ahead, man.
Just if you're part of the 6:30 crew and you heard us, what you think about? You excited? You excited about what we got to talk about?
Yeah, that's funny, man. Black Dynamite gives the top of the morning, y'all. What's going on, Black Dynamite? Appreciate you coming in this morning. I got a chance to look at some of that stuff about the hockey stuff, man. I didn't know you was into the hockey like that. So that's real interesting. I'd like to go back and read some of that stuff.
Hockey what? What do you?
Yeah, man. He sent over some articles about actually some YouTube documentaries about black hockey players and black people in hockey and he said that was one of the reasons why he's in Nebraska, was because he was in that world there. So that's what's up, man. Yeah, I'd like to learn more about that. I always wondered about that.
You ever been to a hockey game?
Yeah, I've been to a hockey game before, and it trips me out how they just get to swinging on each other. So I always thought, maybe I should play some hockey and get out a little aggression. But they don't necessarily let black hockey players come in and start whooping on white boys like that. That's what it is.
No.
That's for them to fight it out, I guess.
But I will say I'm just surprised at how fast the game moves. That was the one thing that stuck with me. Like, man, I ain't think they'd be moving that fast on that ice. But they moving.
Yeah, they be moving, man. Yeah, so I appreciate the message the other day. I'll definitely take a look at that some more. Brianna Full gives us a good morning with some sunshine. What's happening? Appreciate you.
Let the sunshine in.
Yeah. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know, we announced the other day that we're on YouTube now. You can go to First Sky Omaha, the YouTube channel, and check us out.
Yeah.
And as of this morning, we are also now on Twitch.
Hey, I forget who was that brought that to our attention. Whoever that was. Thank you.
I was trying to remember that. I was like, in honor of the brothers asking about Twitch. We went ahead and hooked that up. So we're on First Sky Omaha, the Twitch channel, for the first time. Somebody check Twitch for us and let us know. I'm not even monitoring it all. You'll see what's happening. So we'll see what's going on over there at Twitch. And I believe that you can comment on Twitch as well. Now, in order for you to see everybody else's comments, you got to come over to First Sky Omaha, the Facebook page, get on that page, jump in the chat there, and you can say everything. But you already know I read pretty much everybody's chats. So if you happen to be on the other platforms, you're going to hear it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but good morning to you. Mr. Erica Fell says, after living in Toronto, I'll tell you, hockey fans are a trip. They come out hyped and violent. Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, I always thought it was kind of a trip. That's part of the game. Just get to whooping.
Just go, and that's the only sport that's like that. So did you used to play Black Dynamite? Is that?
I think he played. Yeah, let us know, Black Dynamite. Yeah.
Are you a Lancer?
I don't know about it. Is that the team out here?
Yeah, the Omaha Lancers.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And of course, the UNO hockey team is kind of the big dog.
Know nothing about it, bro. That's interesting. I can see. Yeah, I mean, in areas they got a lot of ice and snow. I guess you would be playing the ice games. Speaking of which, side note, I just heard that the Winter Olympics are in jeopardy.
Really?
Because of global warming, they're not having enough days to be able to do the competitions, and they might have to cut all of the Winter Olympics.
What?
Yeah, man.
Wow, that's it's not surprising, but it's crazy.
It is.
Have we reached that point? Have we reached that point?
Kind of a trip. We got a good morning from Michelle Marino. Good morning. Positive vibes. Yes. Hey. That's what we're all about here. Positive vibes. Thank you.
Good vibes.
Brother Mark Manor says good morning as well. So good morning to you, my brother. Are you up walking this morning? Doing your thing?
Mike.
There you go. Looks like Black Dynamite 3
on Twitch. That's the Twitch. That's the Twitch handle. Okay.
Black Dynamite gave us our first Twitch comment. That's what's up. I did play through high school and actually tried out for the Lancers at one point. Okay.
See, I know.
That's what's up. You know about them Lancers? That's what's happening. Said I still like to lace up when I can. Okay, get out there on the ice, young brother. That's what I'm talking about. That's what's up.
Brother Mark Manor says about to head out biking.
There you go. Yeah, it's actually kind of decent today. I had put on the big coat. It's still, it's above freezing. So, it's 30s. So that always is, when you get 30s closer to 40s, it starts feeling like summertime after all this cold. So it wasn't too bad this morning, man.
Just talking to a friend out here, and we were standing outside, and it was about 30, 32 outside, and he was like, man, it's cold. I was like, hey, it's -4 back in Omaha right now. He was like, oh yeah, that made me feel a lot better. That warmed me up. yeah, you'll take the 30s when it's been in negative weather. So
man,
if you're out there, be safe.
You get to 45, you out there with a t-shirt on again.
About ready to cut the grass.
Man, for real. Terry Bricker says global warming is real. That's real. That's really real. Yeah. In jeopardy, the Winter Olympics in jeopardy, if you can believe that. That's crazy.
Actually, Miss Erica Fell says, wonder if now that's affecting big money, they might believe global warming is real. I don't know that they think it's not real.
I don't know what they think, bro. I can't even speculate on their that thought process.
Just like Don't Look Up, they might have some ship somewhere, And when those ice caps break and the flood happens, they got the Ark just waiting.
Well, what you think? What SpaceX and all that's about?
All right.
That's where they pulled it from. That dude,
Space is the place, y'all.
That dude on Don't Look Up is a trip, man. Like the Steve Jobs hybrid cat. He was a trip. Yeah, if you haven't seen Don't Look Up, definitely check it out on Netflix.
Nice social commentary.
Very much so. We got a good morning from Kateri Himenpeto. Good morning, fam. What's going on? Thank you very much for coming on in. And Terry Bricker says 55 days till the first day of spring. I heard that. Count them down.
Man, tick. Terry
Bricker says, I think folks think it's real, but don't want to change their lives in any way.
You know what I'm saying? Or feel like they can't, really affect it. I don't know.
Well, I think because most of the global warming is coming from big business, that they don't want to, they don't want to lose no money. It's all business, man. It's all money. It's all industry. It's all industry.
The Nestle's out there.
Yeah, man. Hot mess. But anyway, before we get all off into the hot messes of the day, just let everybody know if you're keeping track of time, if you believe in the concept of it, it's 7:10 right now, Omaha, Nebraska.
Hey.
Buddy, what's some of the stuff we're going to talk about today?
Yeah, and if you're a part of the 630 crew, maybe you can help us out with this. Help us remember. Help us remember some of the things that we had talked about. But definitely want to dive into this KMTV3 story. Again, there's a whole list, dozens of North Omaha organizations received a total of $192,000 worth of grants, and it's all to help, again, North Omaha. That's something that we need a lot. So we'll talk about, again, those organizations that received some of the money, and it looks like some of our friends, some of the partners, got a little bit of that dough. So we'll definitely talk about that. Also, big shout out to brother NMR Valentine. Not sure if he's still in the chat, but he brought this to our attention, posted it on the Friends Up First Sky page. So again, definitely check out that page whenever you get the chance. But the Omaha's city planning department released their 2022 plan, and there's a few projects that are listed in this document that I wanted to dive into and talk about. So again, there is some development going on, specifically in North and South Omaha. So let's stay on top of it, be aware of it, and if it's something that we feel is going to benefit the community, let's support it. And if we feel like it's something that's going to hinder the community, let's speak up.
Speak on it.
Yeah, man. So also, something we've been paying close attention to, of course, is the prison situation throughout the state, and now prison employees are reportedly having eye-popping overtime numbers, causing burnout and costing the state millions. Of course, throughout season 2, we talked extensively about the prison situation. Again, not only is it overcrowding, but now there's understaffing issues, and even with the few amount of staff members that they do have, they're now being worked to the bone. So we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
And also, big shout out to the Lincoln Journal-Star, man. There's an editorial talking about the new prison. Again, they're still looking for a home for the new prison, and there's an editorial says new prison should wait until other efforts are tried. So I'm kind of curious as to what other efforts they're referring to. Definitely want to look at other options, as again, we all talk about the prison situation here in this state. We know what it is, man. So let's look at some other alternatives. And of course, speaking of alternatives, there's this local agencies see policy shifts after Nebraska requires officers to intervene. There's a new policy, and a majority, there's a few that don't have this policy, but 91 of Nebraska's 93 sheriff's offices and 108 of the 111 police departments all have a written policy requiring employees to intervene and report instances of excessive force. So I definitely want to talk about this new policy and maybe figure out who doesn't have this new policy and why.
I can guess.
Yeah, we can guess, but we're gonna try to know and figure it out. So we'll be talking about that and more throughout the show. Of course, if there's anything on your hearts, your minds that you feel like we should be talking about, let us know. We'll dive into that, look into it, and have some discussion on it. But of course, we're here for the next 2 hours. First Sky Omaha, Paul Beeee, Buddi3 Da Gawd, Star Trek Rich, Spaces to Play, Season 3. Let's go.
Yo. Good morning. Once again, you're listening to First Sky Omaha Radio, First Sky Omaha in the morning. Paul Beeee, Buddi3 Da Gawd, Star Trek Rich, and all of you, the chat chimers. It's time to chime into the chat. Just want to let you guys know we announced the other day that we are now live on YouTube at the same time. So if you want to get off of Facebook, you can go over to YouTube, jump in the chat over there. We'll see you here. And also, as of today, we are now on Twitch at First Sky Omaha, the Twitch channel. And we got our first Twitch comment from Black Dynamite today. So shout out to Black Dynamite for jumping on Twitch, checking us out over there, trying to expand. Tell a friend, please, if you're on Facebook, share the show on your page so that more people can see it as well. We can keep this conversation going and make it more broad. Pops says, I love the new intro. Thanks, Pops. Really, really appreciate it. We're loving the fact that we're here on season 3.
Yeah, man.
Feeling really good about season 3. Feeling really good about season 3, man. We're going into the year with some support and some help and a platform and also a space with you guys. Like, we have evolved this show into what it is. It can't be done without you. So thank you so much for being the chat chimers that chime into the chat all the time. And we get the conversation going, get it started, and just love that you're here. So we really appreciate you.
Yeah, man. This is we call y'all our co-host for a reason. The show definitely would not be the same without y'all. So we appreciate you, love you, and invite you to let your minds be free, let your voices be heard as we dive into the issues. And I see a few people already commenting on this first story. So let's go ahead and dive into it. If you don't mind. This coming out again out of KMTV3, $192,000 worth of grants have been awarded to benefit North Omaha. That's coming down late last week. The announcement was made by Douglas County Commissioner Chris Rogers, Omaha City Councilwoman Juanita Johnson, also Brother Senator Terrell McKinney put some respect on his name, and community members Ernest White and Rodney Johnson. So shout out to that conglomerate people to get some money into North Omaha, man. This is something that we've been asking for, and actually I was just joking about on Friday, and it seems like the call has been answered, as the Culture House is one of the organizations that have been awarded with this grant. The agencies and projects selected all showcase historical aspects, a reduction of violence, or assist with small business and entrepreneurship inside of the North Omaha community. And again, it's several organizations, man. This is quite a good list. African American Empowerment Network received some money. Beeee and Company, I'm not sure who they are, but Black Men United, Black Votes Matter, Center for Holistic Development, Completely Kids, Culture House, Freedom Tainment, also the Great Plains Black History Museum received some loot. Johnny T's Bar and Grill received some loot. Juneteenth, Nebraska, Native Omaha Days also. But there's a few that are questioned, I guess. Let's see. Miss Erica Phelps says folks are mad about the trucking company and Tommy T's getting some money.
What, Tommy Tires?
Yeah, no, I think she means Johnny T's.
No, why would Johnny T's get any money?
Johnny T's Bar and Grill got 10,000.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not understanding the criteria here for getting some money. What's
again, the agencies and projects selected showcase historical aspects, reduction of violence, or assist with small business and entrepreneurship. So I guess maybe Johnny T's falls under small business and entrepreneurship.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Okay. I don't mind the Johnny T's is pretty tight. I just, I guess I got thrown off by when Gene Stothert got up there talking about this money. She talked a lot about historical aspects getting funded, and also the efforts to lower crime to get funded. So I'm like expecting certain organizations that I guess I don't know. So just hearing this list, I'm just kind of like, okay, I wonder what those committee meetings were like. Who was sitting around talking about that and figuring out who gets what and where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Is this that thing that we were talking about last week with the United Way, disseminating the funds? Or I don't think that committee's together yet. So who decided this one?
I'm not sure who decided it, but again, the announcement was made by Chris Rogers, Juanita Johnson, Terrell McKinney, Ernest White, and Rodney Johnson. So I'm not sure if they are the ones who just made the announcement or were actually a part of the decision making and who will get what. But the funding was awarded under the revised Nebraska Convention Center Facility Financing Assistance Act. Again, that's the Nebraska Convention Center Facility Financing Assistance Act, which allows 10% of funds received by the city of Omaha to be distributed to areas with a high concentration of poverty, i.e., North Omaha.
Okay.
I don't know. Let me share this. Let's take a quick gander at this list together. I don't know if there's I'm wondering, is there anything on there that people? Also, there's a trucking company that Miss Erica Phelps says kind of upset about.
Native
But
Omaha Days
again, this
Organizing Committee. Police athletics for community engagement. I think
Pace.
Kimmer Snipes is the one that hit me to that one, I believe.
Pace. I think, yeah. I think Miss
Mm-hmm.
Snipes has mentioned about Pace in the past. Mr. Phelps says, my response to those mad was that the trucking company brings jobs and Johnny T's preserves community culture. I think that's a fair. Again, she's talking about Johnny T's and a hustle company.
Yeah, it's not a lot of, and it's
She says,
not a lot of money either. You know.
no, I mean, 10,000 here. I think the Freedom Tainment is the organization that received Freedom Tainment and Native Omaha Days Organizing Committee. They received the most.
Yeah, I mean, $10,000 for a restaurant is rent is bills that month. You know what I'm saying? A little month break. So we're not
Man,
talking about a whole lot of money here. In 24th Street corridor down at the or 24th Street corridor alliance down at the end there. Not sure what they want to do. They may be part of that beautification thing they're talking about. So I'm not seeing. I'll be honest, man. I'm not seeing a lot here that deserves all this fanfare for the money that came to us. Um, you
what do you
know,
mean?
well, uh, w- first of all, knowing about what it takes to raise funds and fund something, it those organizations are not getting a whole lot of money.
No,
For
yeah, 10, 15,000. That goes quickly.
I mean, I'm just thinking Johnny T's alone is a bar that I kind of know what some of those tabs are, and that's you might get a break from bills for a month with that money.
Mm-hmm.
Um, So I don't know. Miss Erica Fell says Johnny T's neither brought me neither Tommy T's and Johnny T's. No, none of the T's brought her no coffee this morning. I heard that. I'm feeling your pain right now, Miss Erica Fell. I made my coffee, put it
And
in a
left.
nice container, and left it on the counter and walked out. Got a good morning from Ty Williams, by the way. Good morning from Augie Kid. What's happening? Yeah, Augie Kid says probably friends of friends. Wanda Lewis says they're opening up a restaurant on 24th, new renovation. Johnny T's is? Okay. Ms. Erica Fell says, my response to those mad was that the trucking, oh, you read that already. Johnny T's brings jobs, right. Yeah, policing is kind of what brother Mayor Sanchez is talking about, replying to he's saying policing. And that's kind of what, I was feeling like a little bit like that's where a lot of this money was going to go. But this, when 192,000 is a headline, but if you've broken it down to like 20 different places and gave them 10 grand each, what real good is that going to do for what it is that you're saying you want to give it for? You know what I'm saying? It's not really it's not solving any huge problems. It's not really helping the community with real dollars.
As
I just
Iggy Kid said, pennies.
yeah.
So you're feeling like this isn't enough to make a real impact.
Inormar Valentine brings a good point. He says, it is hard to process decisions like this when we do not have an action or strategic plan to see where it fits on the list of priorities for North Omaha. Brother Senator Terrell McKinney and Justin Wayne have been trying to put a plan together, and I don't know if that plan is complete, but there's some efforts to put a big plan together, and for that plan was talking about $400 million.
Yeah. This is a
Because
drop in the bucket in comparison.
the only change you really gonna make in North Omaha is to put some real dollars and real industry and stuff behind it. Like all this
Real
stuff is.
investment.
A little while back, I did a training for diversity and equity that was out of North Carolina, and they used this analogy about the fish, about saving a fish and saving one fish at a time instead of going into figuring out why the lake is poisoned in the first place. It keeps on killing the fish, and this is what now I'm looking at everything through this lens. Everything is putting the Band-Aid on saving one family or one kid or one area, one business at a time. You know what I'm saying? Like the overall fix is not in. This is still just putting Band-Aids on stuff. This is still just a show. We know how it is. We've been working in the nonprofit world ever since the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation. If an organization that's got millions, hundreds of millions of dollars gives you $10,000, They're looking at you. They're looking at you, going, "Yeah, here's some little crumbs for you to be quiet about." You know what I'm saying? I just
Yeah.
don't. No,
Yeah.
it rubs me the wrong way.
Again, 192,000 in total grants. All of these grants together totaled 192,000, and I'm pretty sure like Jocelyn Art Museum is getting 2 times, 3 times worth that,
Millions. They get
every year. Yeah,
millions.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, every year. So, when you think about it in that regard, then Tanaya Patterson's comment makes more sense. She says, "Good morning is not enough. It's an insult, actually."
Insult, bro. Now we on ground level, and one of our partners is Culture House, and we know what kind of good Culture House can do with that money, and
Mhm.
how we scrapping for hundreds and hundreds of dollars and thousands of dollars to try to keep that up and rolling. So, yeah, it's a nice chunk that'll really help some programs and some things for a little while though. For a little while, they got bills too every month. So, in their anybody's overall budget, anybody who knows anything about a budget, anybody's overall budget is way beyond $10,000. I mean, what's the point of putting all that in motion?
Yeah.
It is an insult. We've been in
That's it.
situations where there was only a few dollars given, and black organizations had to scrap over trying to get it.
Yeah, yeah, and a lot of times, having to compete and pick and choose and split hairs on who does what and how is it getting done, and it kind of leaves nothing getting done. As Miss Erica Phelps says, that doesn't even touch payroll.
That's what I'm saying, man. They don't, and that's another thing about the nonprofit world out here. They don't like people to be. It's not a popular thing for them to give dollars for payroll. They want to give dollars for programs. They want to give dollars for stuff like that. But paying people is that's just now getting into the zeitgeist right now for nonprofits. Most of the time they don't want that. Most of the time they'll give you money for everything else but salaries for some of these organizations. So there's a lot to this, and when I'm looking at just those numbers, is like a smack in the face to me a little bit.
Yeah, again, the largest grant is to the Native Omaha Days Organizing Committee, which was $22,000. So
Yeah.
and how much and I guess this brings up the question, if this is not enough, what, and it goes right back into the how we ended season 2, about this $400 million ask, and now we're getting into some real money, $400 million, but what do we do with it? How do we,
What's the plan?
exactly, if this isn't the plan, if again, we always say these organizations don't get support, this, that, and the third, but then they get, few $1,000s here and there.
So we can't say
And
that no more. But then what does it help?
so what that's the question. What do we hope to see in the community? What's real investment look like? Yeah, what does
Yeah.
real investment look like?
Tonight, let's see. Tonight Patterson says rural got the bulk per capita. The bulk should have went to Omaha, and half of that bulk to North Omaha, specifically based on need criteria.
Right.
Ms. Erica Phelps says exactly. Those don't touch payroll. Omar Valentine says people need to be mindful the community may not process and understand this due to the history of things being done. There needs to be more communication to the community beyond a third party media source being the first mention. That's real too. Yes. Ms. Erica Phelps says right. Supposed to be paid in good feelings. Yeah.
No.
Thoughts and prayers.
Right.
So before we leave off on here, it's seven getting ready to be on the 7:30 half an hour mark here. I just want to mention that what might be an idea here is all these organizations that are here, if they were involved in some kind of strategic plan here, it wouldn't just be a whole bunch of organizations that they're just throwing. I'm looking at they're like making it rain. That's with these $10,000. They're like $1 bills to me. They're just sprinkling all over North Omaha with all these organizations. There's tons of them, tons of organizations.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's trying to solve a problem. There could be some organization there with these organizations so that we can have like Brother Inor Valentine says, some kind of strategic plan so that when the dollars do come, they know exactly where they need to go and what will make a difference. So it's not just organization on who's giving the dollars out, but also on the parts of the organizations in the areas that we're talking about as well. That's just my idea on that. Manny about towns in the chat, he says that there's a public hearing on the Senators plan funding February 1st. So the
Okay.
Senators are still going on with their $400 million plan. February 1st is coming up. What, 6 days, 7 days? We definitely need to go.
Yeah.
We definitely need to check it out. Tamika Johnson says that sounds like just a little something to shut the organizations up. Yep, that's my whole idea there. That's what I'm thinking. So, yeah, lots to discuss on this, and we're going to continue to do that. These are other funds that are going out. Other funds that are also going to be hitting North Omaha are infrastructure bill funds as
Yeah.
well, and that's on top of the Senators' plan for the $400 million and other things that are coming. So there's always going to be a question. There's always going to be a discussion that needs to be had, and hopefully we can be a part of who says where it goes after we all discuss it here and get some ideas of what we can suggest.
Right. And to that note, again, remember that this amount, this $192,000 that went out to these organizations, this is only 10% of the funds that the city received. So there's a whole 90% fund that still has yet to be spent. So to your point, definitely let's stay on top of city planning, let's stay on top of city council and what they plan on doing with some of these funds. And actually, big shout out to Brother Inomar Valentine for again bringing this to our attention. It is about 30 minutes into the hour, so maybe we should jump into a quick break. But when we come back, and definitely talk about this 2022 plan from the City of Omaha Planning Department, because there are some more money being invested. So again, continue the question: what does real investment look like? What would we like to see? There's some housing things in this plan, so definitely want to dive into that and more on the other side of the break. Still tuned in for Sky Omaha in the morning.
Yeah, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Thank you, everybody, chiming into the chat, man. That's what's going on. We appreciate you. Stay tuned. Yo. Thanks for joining us. First Sky Omaha Radio, First Sky Omaha in the morning. Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd, Star Trek Rich. It is Monday, January the 24th, 2022. Thanks for joining us here on season 3. Space is the place. First Sky Omaha in the morning. We really appreciate you. Just to let everybody know, just to remind you, we are now on YouTube. So go to First Sky Omaha, the YouTube channel, and you can also jump into the chat over there as well. And as of today, we are now on Twitch. So for those of you young cats that like the game and all that kind of good stuff, we're on Twitch. Go to First Sky Omaha, the Twitch channel, and check us out over there, where you can also jump into the chat. So thank you very much. We really appreciate everybody who's doing that and chiming in and coming on in with this. Good question on the last segment that we were talking about just came into my phone, where it's talking about that $20,000 for Native Omaha Days. Native Omaha Days is every other year. And we might not even have too much of a Native Omaha Days with the pandemic. So what's going on with, so them dollars there could be in question. Freedom Entertainment. What would you say? What would you say that one was called?
Freedom Tainment.
Freedom
And
Tainment.
they are the only organization that received $20,000 or above.
And they're associated with Native Omaha Days too. So is this
are they? Okay.
Is that a double payout? You know what I'm saying? A lot of questions there. I didn't dig all the way into the messages that I got, but I will go back and dig into them and kind of pull some questions out of there as well. But I don't want to spend too much time on who got 10,000, who got 20,000. It's just so insignificant of a number to really make the kind of changes that we're really talking about and everybody really wants to see. I mean, it'll help with a few things, some programs. Any funds help. But is it solving problems? Is it solving the major problems that would allow for sustainability of these organizations? All these organizations exist, and they're supposed to be to the point where they get sustainable. That's what we're trying to do. That's what this the whole goal here is, to get to the point where they're sustainable. So will they work? You know what I'm saying? Will it work to get a small amount of funds to try to push that?
Well, to that point, Manny on the town says those Native Omaha funds are to pay bills left over from the last Native Omaha
Say
days.
what?
So it looks like that's sort of a bailout. Man, Manny, if you got a little more information on some of the thoughts behind these, definitely would like to get deeper into it with you.
Miss Erica Felder saying, is Native Omaha Days tied to the BID? Manny, you probably be able to answer that. Also, he says the folks that put up the offensive billboard. Innemore Valentine says, you cited the key word sustainability. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna, I don't know if those kinds of dollars will add to that. So we'll get to we'll solve the problem of these organizations being sustainable and real change happening. So, not to jump back into the other story there, but just some good points that came out over the break, some good points we're still talking about here, and this is one of those evergreen subjects here that we'll keep on talking about for sure. And I like the fact that everybody is up on this and that, and hopefully, like I said, we can get our voices in there and help make some change there. Amy Hupflis says, Freedom Tainment puts on the Juneteenth festival, right?
Oh, okay.
So Juneteenth gets 20, Freedom Tainment gets 25, and we don't know if we're gonna have a. Oh, that's Juneteenth. Okay, we're thinking Juneteenth. Got it. Okay, so not Native Omaha Day is Juneteenth. Okay, well, either way, man. Either way, I think we are all clear on that, on what we're kind of thinking on this. Tanaya Patterson says, transitional careers from the most minimal pay to real sustaining career skill pay. Build a training facility, plumbing, automotive, HVAC, electrician, transitional housing. Build mass row houses at max 30% of income of rent while obtaining career skills, transitional income. Grant to individuals up 100% HUD annual poverty rate to get jump started. Okay.
So some housing things is what I'm hearing.
Yep, absolutely. Housing and changing of career. I mean, we're North Omaha has, Metropolitan Community College, the North Campus, that has all these training facilities here for HVAC, automotive, plumbing, so on and so forth. So they can be used, and I know they're getting some funds. I know Metropolitan Community College is getting funds for people to be able to go, to get scholarships and stuff to be able to go to school for that kind of stuff. So, like to hear more about that for sure. Manny About Town says, nope, Native Omaha Days is separate from Freedom Tainment and the BID. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thanks for the clarification.
I wanted to go back to Brother Innemore Valentine's comment though. He says, but I think of it, this is the way 10% is being handled. We should at least have people reassessing if we are prepared to handle the remaining 90%. Which is definitely interesting. I wanted to dive into this plan because the plan actually addresses some of the things that Mr. Naya Patterson just mentioned in regards to housing. There are several affordable housing and low-income housing projects that are a part of the city planning department strategic plan for 2022. So is this, the real investment? I don't know. But there are several projects, and one is a street infrastructure improvement for 2022. That's going from this is actually South Omaha, South 30th Street to South 33rd. This is new street construction between those two areas. This project will support housing development on vacant lots in that area. Actually, here, let me share this so we all can see it at the same time. Again, this is the planning department, City of Omaha's 2022 strategic plan. And these are the list of projects for the year. Scattered site infill housing 2022. A lot of these are housing projects. North neighborhood revitalization east of 72nd. $525,000 going to the construction of 5 affordable housing units on North 18th Street near Burdett Street. Again, that's low and moderate income households. Apparently, there's Yeah, the homes must be sold to income qualified home buyers. So
I
I
wonder
am,
what that means.
yeah, I am kind of curious about those stipulations. But there's also another project, Affordable Housing Preservation Program 2022. And again, that's east of 72nd and also a South Neighborhood citywide program. This is $1.5 million going into this. So there is, again, now just between those two projects, close to $2 million, actually a little over $2 million worth of funds going into affordable housing projects. This one is for low income owner occupied housing units, generally located east of 72nd Street, which is a pretty wide area, but just about all of North Omaha. Let's see, 11 housing units will get full rehabs and exterior. As you see, 30 housing units, healthy homes.
I keep going back to Omar Valentine says people need to be mindful that the community may not process and understand this due to history of things being done. There needs to be more communication to the community beyond a third-party media source being the first mention. You're reading these things off, and we do this all the time, and I'm sitting here feeling like it's the first time I'm hearing about this stuff.
Yeah,
Which,
yeah. And we wouldn't have known if Brother Omar Valentine wouldn't have posted it on Friends of First Sky. So the communication is definitely lacking. I'm sure there are definitely families in the community that would like to hear about these projects and kind of be, prepare themselves to at least apply for some of this stuff. But if they don't know, then they can't apply.
yeah, that's the key. Most definitely. Jumping in the chat real quick, Miss Erica Fell says they advertised the 30th apartments on Facebook and folks went crazy, mad that they accept Section 8 with private pay, but at the same time saying the neighborhood is so terrible they wouldn't live there. Interesting. Valentine says, keep in mind the enrollments are low at the colleges, particularly for Black students. All this money available still has not increased access to education or trainings. MCC based criteria to get into those programs is a hoop jump, an apprentice facility with only a GED to start. All that could be done with 100 million specific to the people of North Omaha. Tanaya Patterson says. Okay, so there, we got some friends and stuff. I used to work over at Metropolitan Community College. We got friends we can talk to if there is issues and problems over there. I know Tim Clark was over there doing a lot of work with giving out scholarships. Johnny Rogers had some, friends of the channel had some things to do with getting some people some scholarships to go work there. So if there is problems, if there is things going over there, then that might be something we need to attack too. Because the last time I worked there, they had just built those new buildings that had all of these kinds of trainings inside. They moved HVAC and everything over to these new buildings. And I thought, okay, this is going to be great for young people in North Omaha to come over and start learning some trades. We have all the stuff that they used to have over there at Tech High. is pretty much what they got at Metropolitan Community College now on the north side.
Basically.
Right. So it's there, and it's cheap if you have to pay, and there's a lot of instances where you don't have to pay. A lot of scholarships out there for that, and so where's the disconnect? What's going on there? This might be something. This might be something we have to continue to talk about as well. Earlier, we got a good morning from Amy Hutflis. Good morning to you. Appreciate you joining in. Also, Von Chapman gives us a good morning. Good morning to you, sir. Says, good morning again. What is the definition of affordable housing? Can we
Good
go
question.
back to that?
Good question. Yeah. Again, this says the homes must be sold to income qualifying home buyers. But again, what are the qualifications?
What are the qualifications? That is the ultimate question. They got 2-3 pages full of stuff you just showed us.
I'm still going.
Over $2 million in or affordable housing stuff, and no definition of what affordable housing means yet.
Yep, I'm actually up to 3 million now. There's several projects. Majority of them are in North Omaha.
That's incredible. Okay.
So,
I mean, hopefully it'll make a difference, but like I said, we need more clarification and not just, third party media on, KMTV, KETV telling us what's going on. I bet so anyway, it's kind of my theory on the matter. You never know what they're going to throw at you, in a real way. Just to let you guys know, if you're keeping track of time, you got somewhere to be today. 7:45 right now it is in Omaha, Nebraska, if you believe in the concept of time. Thank you for everybody who's tuning in, chiming in this morning. I got to tell you, I want to remind everybody that as of this week, we are now on YouTube.
Yeah, man.
Broadcasting live from YouTube, First Sky Omaha, the YouTube channel. So you can get over there and send over some messages as well. Join the conversation, chat chime as well. You chat chimers. And what's up?
I'm in the chat, and Omar Valentine. He says, my meth head neighbor down the street and the professional school students at Creighton University have a greater chance of getting this quote unquote affordable housing.
It's one thing the Lord loves, and that's the truth.
Sheesh.
Also want to let you guys know, as of today, we are also now on Twitch live at the same time. So if you're really sick of Facebook, you got some options now.
You can also catch us on Alexa.
This is true. Alexa, play First Sky Omaha Radio, and if it's between 7 and 9 on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, then you can catch us over there as well.
Yeah, man.
And the rest of the time, a celebration of black music goes on the channel. I know Miss Erica Felt was checking it out. Anybody else check out the radio channel besides the people that are on the radio right now listening to us? Wondering about how digital radio is taking off with y'all. Do you guys have those Alexa devices? You can just make it easy to tune in. Let us know. Who's just saying it? Tanaya Patterson says, I've heard about the grants. One specific of $20,000, I believe, to young African women. But the pieces were written as if an expansive amount when it's not, right. Being brainwashed into believing people should be grateful for crumbs is what's been going on. Thank you. That's what I've been talking about. Not just grateful for crumbs, but you're supposed to be competitive for these crumbs as well. We're supposed to be fighting other black organizations in the process of application. Our story, our solutions got to be better than the next organization. Instead of teaming up, I mean, a lot of grants. There's a lot of these organizations like to give money to organizations that team up. It shows that you're working with the community and so on and so forth. So if we can have some better organization with that might help. Ms. Erica Felt says everyone that talks about what the income cap is for affordable housing, but there is also a minimum income requirement. That's the part that has shown to not be affordable often. Yes. That's interesting. Yeah, you got to have a minimum income requirement for sure.
Yeah, it's usually 3 times the rent.
3 times the rent, which, if the rent is $900,
right.
Vaughn Chapman says the relationship between training and the availability of jobs in the area needs to be explored. Nothing worse than being trained for jobs that don't exist.
Ooh,
tell the truth.
That's a good point. If you go and get this HVAC training and this electrical training, are there contractors that will hire you?
That's the question, because there are jobs. The studies are that the jobs are there, but are there people that are going to mentor you? Is there, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you going to actually get these jobs? Are you actually going to find mentorship in these areas to get to the next level? It's very true. Mr. Erica Fell says, when people are saying investment needs to be made in North, but these crumbs get distributed, it feels like wanting civil rights voting laws, but getting Juneteenth holiday, of which got funded, at which got $20,000 this year. Pop says, I think if they assigned a sliding scale based on income, that affordable housing could easily be defined. Make 5% or 10% of your monthly income and call that affordable housing. I think it's a good start. I also think, though, people do a whole lot of telling some stories about what kind of money they make.
There are those instances. Yes,
it's not like every dollar gets recorded. So you'll have a lot of people abusing that, getting under the table money and all kinds of stuff, and living in low income housing. I mean, there's got to be something, though. There's got to be some way to figure out what that means, So
yeah, and also, even if we do get people into housing that they can afford, how do we ensure that it's quality?
There's an article that we just that we had up that we hadn't talked about quite yet about some people getting evicted out of a whole complex because of
That's where I'm
the
going.
low quality. Right, right.
That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going. So a big shout out to Cammy Watkins for posting this on her Instagram page.
Hold on. Before you get into that, Mama God is speaking to you. You got a hold from Mama God. She says, "Buddy, what did you need to do to join union? Are you able to join union after training?"
Oh yeah. She asking about. So there was a point in time where I was going to join a carpentry union. It was pretty simple. Just go in, apply. Um, you go through your screening. It's like drug testing, a few test training sessions you got to go through. Um, and yeah, once you go through the training, which you get paid for, then you do get placed on a job. But that's going through a union, which that's the whole point of the union.
Yeah.
That's a union's job is to make sure that the workforce is trained and in employment. So yeah, if that is a route that someone wants to go through, I will definitely urge them to get the training, go through Metro, whatever you have to do, or just go straight to a union. And again, they pay for training.
Interesting. By the way, I can't see you on the construction site.
I'm actually pretty handy with my hands. I'm pretty good with my hands. I've built some things in my day.
I'm not talking about physically. I'm talking about just mentally, like on the
Nah,
track.
man.
Like this ain't me. This ain't me.
That's why I'm not. That's why I'm not on the site right now. That's why you
thinking
don't
of
see me in a hard hat.
you be thinking some lyrics in your head, writing the track, hitting your thumb with a hammer, all that.
Quite honestly, the biggest thing for me is the heights, man. Like I'm not one for heights. I'll be honest. I'm not one for heights. I'm not trying to be on nobody's scaffold, hammering nothing.
No, I did it. I ain't with it.
Yeah, I'm not. The heights, me and heights aren't.
I worked on a 3-story building installing windows one time, hanging out the side of a 3-story structure, and don't think structure in your mind, think frame up. So like these are still sticks. Hanging out the window, putting the window in, like rethinking my whole life. I'm really good at music. I could just if I hit my hand with this guitar, my piano career is over.
Man,
if I fall out this window,
I'm done.
It ain't for everybody, but there's some brothers that it is out there for. We do have some training for that right here in North Omaha, and you're right. Plugging them in with jobs would be the next thing. So, yeah, very good. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I know brother Omar Valentine, he posted on the Friends of page that there are some investors, and he was asking about some of those jobs. What are some careers that people might be interested in going into, and what are some of the opening or the starting salaries that they're interested in? What do they look to hope to make doing these jobs? So brother Omar Valentine, if that's something you're still involved in, if that's something you're still looking out for, let us know, and maybe we can try to get some answers on that. No, definitely there's investors interested in supporting that
for sure. And since he is on the inside of that, his comment, neither are accessible as you would think. I trust that. Yeah. Stephen Abraham in the house says 192,000 doesn't even buy a single family home, let alone provide money for an area population of 50,000 plus. The end slit. What is this? The end slit was that our museum got. Yeah, the insult was that our museum got 10 grand, right? And that's after it got bail. It got some COVID money last year of over $1 million. So the museum, that's. And I'm talking about the Jocelyn did.
Right.
So yeah, the insult was that the Black History Museum got 10 grand, right? Yeah. Interesting stuff. Moving on. Because I know we cut your story off.
Yeah. I mean, just wanted to hop into this. I mean, it's all connected, man. Like it's all connected, especially talking about affordable housing, jobs, wages. If you get a job, then you're definitely going to need a place to live, because it's only a matter of time if you're homeless that it starts to affect your ability to get to work and to actually produce at work. So not only is getting the training and getting the jobs important, but also getting quality, affordable housing. And I say both of those words. Again, they need to be together. Not only is affordable housing something that we need, and actual affordable housing, not just a buzzword, but actual housing that people can afford, but also quality housing, which is seeming to be also an issue. This latest story coming out of WOWT, but again, shout out to Cammy Watkins, put some respect on her name for bringing this to our attention. Again, an Omaha apartment Omaha apartment building was so unlivable that tenants are now being kicked out. One tenant, Jeffrey Moore, says, "I don't know what we're going to do." Another says, "We had no notice whatsoever from the landlord. We're in dire straits here." And I can only imagine that being the case if, again, you're forced to move away from your home, definitely when it's something that's out of your control. Again, the building is in complete disrepair. Residents at an apartment complex near 25th and Jones are being kicked out after a city inspection found conditions to be unlivable. And lo and behold, it's not a surprise that this building is owned by the Palladino Group. Again, the Palladino Group is a slum lord group that,
Notorious.
notorious, has been in the news several times over the last few years for their poor conditions and just the poor job at keeping these buildings up to par. One landlord or one tenant says a lady from outreach came and told everybody they're going to shut it down Monday and nobody has a place to go or nobody has plans. We just pay rent. The city says it doesn't take decisions like this lightly, and in order to deem a building uninhabitable, there has to be life safety issues. Again, life safety issues. No running heat, no running air conditioner, the water dripping. It rains in my house, said one tenant. And again, just imagine going through that in the dead of winter. I mean, -4 degrees outside, and you have no running heat, no air conditioner, barely any water. Is definitely an issue. One person says, "My toilet is not even bolted to the floor." Another tenant says, "I had to tape off my doorway because they're the biggest room, so I had to use the smallest room, which will be my hallway, just to conserve heat, and I have to use space heaters to stay warm." So, and the
Wow.
possibility of freezing to death in this building is a real thing. But on top of that, these people are now homeless. So just when the situation was looking bad, it seems to have gotten even worse. And I was actually looking through the comments on Instagram, and Ange Bennett, shout out to Ange Bennett, a friend of the show, definitely a mover and shaker in the community. She has a good point about nonprofits, which goes to the first story that we're talking about as far as these nonprofits and these organizations getting all this money. How much should the city be doing, and how much should these nonprofits be doing? Ange Bennett says nonprofits shouldn't be taking on the responsibility of relocating these families. The city didn't do its job and failed these families. Yes, the property owners need to be held accountable, and so does the city. Affordable housing is a joke because this is what affordable housing looks like to many families in America. And right here in the city of Omaha, the city needs to relocate them. The city needs to provide additional resources to assist them throughout this transition. The nonprofit organization should be supplemental at this point. And again, the nonprofits that Ange Bennett is talking about, Together Inc. and Omaha Anonymous, are two nonprofits that have teamed together to support these residents. So,
Oh wow.
yeah, so I definitely want to bring forward with all of this, with training, with job resources, with housing, how much should the city be doing, and is the city failing us?
Very good question. Jumping in the chat real quick. Miss Erica Phelps says they were avoiding naming them in the articles, but she knew it was the Palladino Group.
Yeah.
Tonight Patterson says the Palladino Group was trolling Tiff hard though, trying to get them Tiff dollars.
Oh yeah.
Terry Himman Pedal says that's criminal. Miss Erica Phelps says Palladino Group got COVID funds last year after the founder died.
Yeah.
We've been talking talking about them a lot because we talk to the community. The community tells us, the community that lives in some of these buildings, that they're like slums, that nothing ever gets fixed. I know my personal story about that was when I was out looking for a place to live last year. and trying to find somewhere affordable. $600 apartments, $700 apartments were kind of like in the price range that I was kind of looking for. Which for a 1 bedroom shouldn't be. If you're in Omaha, Nebraska, you should be able to find a 1 bedroom for $600 a month. But all of those were under Palladino's companies. There's 6 or 7 companies out there, and the Palladinos were associated with 3 or 4 of them, and most of them had those kinds of prices. But I would go check those places out, and they were just horrible.
Man, holes in the wall, literally.
Trash outside the window, just messed up. So yeah, you want to say there's affordable housing out here? Sure, there is. If you want to live in places that are like slums that are not that don't ever get fixed, and that Palladino business is one of the most notorious companies that do that. So,
yeah. And to Ange Bennett's point, the city should have stepped in and done something long before the building is deemed unlivable. Like that's past the point of no return.
Big time.
How does the city not hold these landlords accountable before it gets to this point? I don't know. And this makes me think of the Yale Park Apartments situation, if you remember that.
Yep.
And again, shortly after, not too long after that whole situation happened, those apartments were open right back up.
Yep. It's a Palladino property, by the way, too. So, messed up. Check out Ange Bennett. You spell it ANG BENNETT. She actually has a podcast. They actually have a podcast that you want to go check out, and they talk a lot about a lot of stuff, art especially. But every once in a while they'll bring up some points. So definitely check that out. Also, there was another place I was going to send you. I lost it. I haven't had my coffee yet, y'all. Sean McCarthy. Sean McCarthy in the chat says, Palladino Group, no running water, no heat in the winter. Also, the same organization that has biblical messages on all their management buildings. So if you ever seen Dino Storage, that's the company there. So a lot of preaching, but not a whole lot of acting. Tanaya Patterson says the city definitely needs to do something. That the city should be sending individual communications to tenants when housing code failures are noted, not just the owners. Oh, Tenants United. That's the other place I was going to say go check out. It's a group that got put together a few years back that is trying to keep track of this kind of stuff because just like Tanaya Patterson says, there's really no communication with the city like there should be. Vaughn Chapman in the chat says, how is the owner of that Jones Street building not held accountable criminally for this by the city?
That's what I'm saying. How does it get to this point? Like, how does it get this bad to where people have to be kicked out on the street? And how does the city not have some kind of fund, somewhere that they can send them, something that they can help them out with?
Yeah. Stephen Abraham says, I would learn about the registry they have for landlords in regards to the upkeep of bad properties.
Is there a registry? That's a good point.
Yeah. Let us know about your situation. The chat chimers, everybody who's in the chat. Do you have any situations like that you've been in the past where you've lived somewhere and the landlord wasn't taking care of the property, but the rents kept going up and you felt like you had no recourse? I was definitely in a situation myself where I was living with a friend and that landlord thought he could just come kick everybody out. Immediately just come walk up in the house and tell everybody to get out. And so I did a whole lot of learning about what the landlords can and can't do in Omaha because of that situation. So it was definitely a thing. And we were making all the repairs in that house when we were there too, because he would not do that. So, and the rent, it was all under the guise of, well, I haven't raised the rent on you. Well, if I fix these things, it's because I'll have to raise the rent so I can cover the cost of fixing the bathtub and the plumbing. You know what I'm
saying? My Dukes, she's preparing a house to rent, and I'm kind of curious if anyone else has property. Like, isn't the landlord responsible for the house being livable? And as a tenant, if the house isn't livable, can't you withhold rent?
That's something, like I said, Tenants United are working to really, really understand those laws and help people understand what they can and can't do, and then advocate for them as well out there when it comes to that. So Miss
Miss
Erica
Erica Phelps
Phelps says, "Yep."
Yep. Is it yep or nope? What is it yep or nope?
Yep. Nope. Yep. Nope.
Which one is it?
Tonight Patterson says, because the city is ran by a whole bunch of bigots that incentivize the slumlords to keep Black, Native, Asian, refugee, or otherwise in those slum properties in certain areas of town. I mean, let's just go on and get down to the nitty of the gritty of it. That's exactly right. This is still one of the most segregated places that I've ever lived, and that's part of it.
Yeah. And to answer your question, Black Dynamite, yes, the Old Tommy Rose is the Yo Park Apartments.
Yep. Nope. Yep. Nope.
No, you from Oakland. Well, what you 40 say? Yep. Nope.
Says you can't withhold rent in Omaha. I learned that when I was evicted from the high rise. Right. That's what I'm saying.
Ma Duke says withholding rent typically put in escrow account, so most cases can't withhold but still have to set aside monthly.
Tonight Patterson says before it was Chambers Court, I lived with no heat, no garbage collection, and a broken sewer pipe when it was Strelo Terrace.
Talking about right there on 16.
Hey, how long ago was that? That brings me back to, I think when it became Chambers Court, I was actually in town and did some work on those buildings over there. And they were bad. They were bad from what I can remember for sure. Sean McCarthy in the chat says this should be a requirement. If a building is deemed unlivable, it should be the financial responsibility of the landlord to provide housing for their tenants in a comparable place and provide for moving expenses. That should hopefully incentivize them to keep their building up to code. Yeah, we'll have to get a hold of Jay Myers. Jay Myers has gone through some things here with his building. Something happened and they had to move out. He's fighting with them about having a place to stay while they fix it. They're trying to make him come back in before it gets fixed so they can quit paying for that. You know what I'm saying? There's all kinds of mess going on. I haven't maybe have him come on and talk about his story as well. So as you can see, there's a lot of comments in the chat on this one. Everybody is really fired up about this one. This is the topic for us, just constant affordable housing, homes. What happens if you're trying to buy a home? What happens if you're trying to just have a place to live? The status of homes on the north and south sides. There's a lot to be said about all these things.
Brother Von Chapman says all of this sounds like the definition of affordable housing.
Very true.
Yeah, as it stands now, yeah.
Yep, I would say so for sure. I was trying to reach back up. Pops had a comment. I think I lost it now. But he said, yes, it would take scrutiny, but it could finally define what affordable housing is no matter who you are. So this is in reference to his earlier comment where he was talking about the sliding scale, finding out your income and then making that a sliding scale. And that kind of can work out to where you can afford the place that you stay. And I made the comment that everybody doesn't always report all their funds, and people can abuse that. But he's saying that could be a start, though, for sure. Mama God says, bottom line, there is a notification and legal process involved in withholding rent and breaking leases without provocation. Tanaya Patterson says you can withhold rent, but a whole new real reality is going to going in front of judges that have the same dispositions as the slumbers described. Having to fight there, deal with that.
That's true.
Big time, man.
Yeah, you have to deal with judges looking at you as another person just trying to get out of paying rent.
Yeah. Brother Valentine says, once again, many have to fight the system solo. North Omaha needs a watchdog social society made up of subject matter experts dedicated to ensuring justice. I would inspire you to go check out Tenants United.
Yeah, man.
They might be able to use your help there.
They have some lawyers and some experts and on staff there. Also, I'm not sure, what's being made of the efforts, because again, we are still in the pandemic. There are still some tenant rights, organizations. There are still some efforts and some programs out there to help tenants, especially with the eviction, facing eviction and things like that. There's actually a volunteer, there's a whole volunteer lawyer program again, for tenants facing these types of situations. I don't know how many of these tenants, that are dealing with this. Again, about 12 different families are being kicked out. I don't know how many of them are receiving that assistance.
Right.
Which again goes back to our earlier point, as far as with all of this lack of communication with the people who need it the most.
And now they're displaced, and we don't know what's happening with them. So tough situation. It's 8:10 right now, just to let you guys know, if you're keeping track of time, 10 minutes after the 8 o'clock hour. You're now in the second hour of First Sky Omaha Radio. First Sky Omaha in the morning. Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd, Star Trek Rich. We can take a quick break, come back and jump into some more stories. Thank you for everybody who's chiming in the chat right now, because it's going off. These are very, very, very good comments, deep comments, informative comments. And so we couldn't do this without you. Really appreciate it. Stay tuned. Space is the place. It's going down. First Sky Omaha Radio. First Sky Omaha in the morning. Be right back. Yo, you're listening to First Sky Omaha Radio. First Sky Omaha in the morning. Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd, Star Trek Rich. Man, case of the Mondays today, for real, man. Everybody's kind of like, who's Monday? Man. And I'm doing a little experiment right now. It's called me doing the show without coffee. And it's not going too great.
A little gloomy over there, a little loopy.
Yeah, man, stumbling over words, all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, we won't be doing that again. But
hey, bird. I need some caffeine, bird.
I got a little stuffaluffagus going on over here. Hey, buddy. For sure. But thank you for everybody that's chiming into the chat. Just to let you guys know, we are now on YouTube. So if you're real tired of what's going on here on Facebook, you can go over there. You can also chime into the chat there. And we're also, as of today, on Twitch. First Sky Omaha, the Twitch channel. You can go over there and check it out as well. I see Augie Kids in here with another diatribe. You have to go back and read his stuff. We definitely gonna get him on the blog, because this brother, he has some good. He's long winded, but he got some good points for sure. And everybody else who's in the chat as well, still talking about this subject. Von Chapman says North Omaha will be the rental investment capital of Nebraska, and these problems will persist without legal safeguards that protect the victims. That's right. Brother Valentine says Omaha is too big and cheap of a city to rely on one group to address a big issue. North Omaha needs 100% attention with competition with other parts of town. Okay. Yeah, I agree. I don't think Tenants United could do everything, for sure. I think it's a start. But I actually think that the city politics needs to get involved with helping some of these situations out, for real.
That's what I'm thinking, man. Like, again, how much should the city be doing in all of this? And this goes back, I believe, Brother Enomar Valentine made the comment about, Mean Gene and her homies talking about affordable housing, yet they're building these expensive, stores and things on top of it.
Well, they're saying affordable is, $1,500 rent for a 2-bedroom. That's affordable to them. So again, what's the definition of affordable?
Right. Going back to the question.
Gotta.
And is it, if it is affordable, is it quality? Is it safe?
That's the thing that we talked about this subject a lot, but we didn't talk about that part. This is the first time that we really got deep into like Palladino Company and so on and so forth. because there is housing out there. Is $600 1-bedroom apartments out there. Are you gonna have to be evacuated from it though? Like this like this last
Right.
story? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the quality of it? What's going on with the quality of it? In this town, there's a couple little dangerous streets here and there, but for the most part, you're gonna experience a poorly maintained home more than you're gonna be in trouble with certain neighborhoods. Like as far as safe neighborhoods and stuff like this, that's not even really the biggest issue. It's a bigger issue that the home that you're living in is the quality of the home that you're living in is more of an issue than the neighborhood that you're living in out here even.
Well, I do want to pivot to the next story and take that idea and segue, because apparently this year not only are the apartments dangerous, but the streets are dangerous too. This story coming out of KETV.com, and actually one of the chat chimers brought this up to our attention, and now here we are coming full circle and getting some answers to that question. Of course, I'm talking about pedestrian involved crashes, because again, not only is it seemingly dangerous in your own apartment buildings, but apparently the sidewalks and the streets aren't really safe for pedestrians either. I did not know this, but since January 1st, already this year, in the Lord's year 2022, 13 pedestrians have already been hit by cars and sent to the hospital.
Wow.
13 already. The last victim, 35-year-old Victoria Castro, was hit by a car late Thursday night. And again, that's the latest in a string of pedestrian-involved crashes here in Omaha. And our friend of the show, Miss Sarah Johnson, put some respect on her name, co-founder of Mode Shift Omaha. She's advocating for improved transportation standards, saying intersection improvements, traffic signal upgrades that actually prioritize pedestrian movements, painting crosswalks more regularly, ensuring that there are sidewalks along transit lines to start with, and then citywide. There's just so many things we could be doing. So it just goes back to the question: housing, walkability, and neighborhoods. These are things that affect the quality of life. How does that compare? How does that compare to a new Jean Leahy Mall?
That's a good question. And the new library that we'll get to at some point. What's the walkability of where the new spot's going to be at?
Vaughn Chapman says the city is the problem. The mayor's priorities are not the priority of the real stakeholders, and that's at the heart of what I've been trying to get to, and throughout all of these stories that we just talked about over the last now hour and 15 minutes. That's kind of the glaring thing that I'm getting out of this. Is it seems like this. What is the point of the city? What is the city doing?
That's the question. Very, very, very. Augie Kid brings a very good point too, and this is one I've been bringing up every day for the past couple of weeks. He says, also teaching Nebraskans to drive better. 2 years in a row, the country's worst drivers.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
Yeah. A couple of the people that passed away due to car incidents in pedestrian were over in the Blackstone district, brand new district that the way that street's laid out, it's kind of conducive for a lot of people speeding through there. We've seen some people speeding through there. I saw somebody speed through there, hit something, drag it all the way down the street, got out drunk, and then and it wrecked the car. So it's one of those kinds of things. They try to make it an area where you can kind of bar hop, go to one space to the next. People get out there and get out in the street, cross the street, and all of a sudden the car's screaming down the street and they'll get hit. And so there's a lot to this as well. Bad drivers, walkability of the areas that you're in, but also some of these new quote unquote little urban centers that they put together, where you should be able to walk around. The Capital District is one. Benson has always been one. Blackstone is one of the newest. And a lot of people are getting hit crossing the streets in those areas with people that have been coming out of the bars, getting in their cars drunk, driving away, and the pedestrians sometimes are walking around drunk as well. And then this kind of stuff happens. So how many of those areas that these crashes happen in? It's also a question. So there's a lot to all of these things. And like you said, what we've been talking about this past hour and 15, the quality of your living life, the space that you're in, the space that you're around, the space that you occupy, how safe is it?
Man.
We got a good morning from Brooke Rodriguez. She's over there on the YouTube channel. I knew she was going to jump over there. She don't like no Facebook. I appreciate you jumping over there to YouTube and saying hey. Most definitely, we also got a good morning from Miss Kimmer Snipes. What's going on? My ears must be ringing. We were talking about you a little earlier, so thanks for coming on in, and we appreciate you.
Man, she says someone just died around the corner from her last week on 13th. She says we've been talking about these pedestrian deaths with mode shift. We're also looking for more board members, diversity count. So holla at me if you're interested. So there you go. There's an opportunity to get directly involved with this issue. I kind of got an answer to my question. Apparently, the city of Omaha does have a department or a organization that deals with this. Omaha Vision Zero, which aims for zero traffic deaths, said it is making an effort. Apparently, the coordinator, Jeff Sobchak, said that they are improving pedestrian crossing signals in Blackstone, one of the areas you just mentioned, Paul, working with OPPD to address lighting conditions there and adding signage to remind drivers to slow down. Apparently Vision Zero did issue a statement saying the mayor understands the importance of this effort and understands that the process can't be rushed if we want it to be successful long term. With the support from the mayor, we are working through the finance department to reallocate funds to help pay for this planning process. So we'll see if it's enough. We'll see what reallocation of funds and where those funds come from. I think that's important to take note of as well. You know, who are they robbing to pay Paul? You know, which Peter are they robbing to pay Paul, if you will? So
I hear that. Brother Muhammad in the house. What's going on, Brother Muhammad? Good morning to you. He says that alcohol-related issues normal for alcoholics. It's very true. Von Chapman says, and yet the number of alcohol-related accidents are inspired by the number of liquor licenses asked for and granted by the city council.
Well,
you got to think about that. Brother Mayor Sanchez says painted fake speed bumps will get you to slow down, as well as look alike cop cars stations at the beginning and ending of the strip will keep your attention. Yeah, some solutions there for sure. That might help in some of those kinds of areas. Ms. Snipes says mode shift is focusing on Vision Zero. I have questions about how the city hires.
That's always a question too.
Yep.
Diversity matters.
Brother Valentine says conversations about these issues need to be brought out to the regional and national media. Omaha tends to do right when called out by outsiders. That's very true too. Very true. Very true. I've seen that happen before. They get him. A report will go out, they'll get fully embarrassed, and all of a sudden they're going to come back and try to do something about the problem now. So, that might help. If the story went national, that just might help.
Yeah, and again, it might be worth that because, as Aggie Kid pointed out, 2 years in a row, Omaha has been deemed the nation's worst drivers, and now there's an actual connection with people losing their lives, in the midst of that. So there might be, might need to reach out to some folks.
For sure. Brother Muhammad says, Assalamu alaikum, family.
Hey, alaikum salam, brother.
Tonight Patterson says, Farnham was a major street at one point. They haven't changed the speed limit, but took out a lane, created more blind spots with extended curbs, squeezed in more parking for drinking establishments. Super hazard. Yeah, it's a weird street. It's like it's not like a 24th Street around the Lake Street area where you kind of just naturally slow down because the lanes are smaller. It's still like a through street, man. You can barrel through that mug still. It slows down a little around that new Cottonwood Hotel. Oh, by the way.
Man.
By the way.
Farnham.
Say 24, bro. I failed to mention this the whole show.
What?
There's a new restaurant across from the Cottonwood Hotel.
Is that where
it's called
where
the
Brothers
Itis.
used to be?
It's called the Itis.
Is that where Brothers used to be?
Nope. It's in the Switch. It's in the building that has a bunch of different places. The vegan taco guy's in there, Dirty Bird Chicken's in there, and now the Itis is in there. The restaurant is called the Itis. It's got a picture of Pops from Boondocks on the logo.
So they got the donut burger?
They don't got the donut burger. They got the Itis burger, but it's everything but the donut. Bro, now look, I got to stop the whole show to tell you about this. I got to stop the whole show to tell you about this.
Stop the press. Stop the press.
Bro, let me tell you. Hold on, man. Look, I got to put some theme music and everything over this. This mug, right? The reason one of the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I took Michelle Trosclair out to lunch yesterday, by the way. And this is the big announcement is that she's coming back to the show. Michelle Trosclair is back and coming back to the show as of Wednesday. So, yeah. He said, sounds like we got to take the first guy on the road. Hey, I'm trying to tell you, if we could be doing live from the itis, we would.
Oh, man. Are these burrito tacos I'm looking at?
They got burrito tacos, bro. You look at the menu right now?
Let me go ahead and for those of you who may not have had breakfast just yet.
Stop the press, bro. We gotta let me go ahead and stop the press. Stop the show. We gotta talk about the itis.
The pineapple?
Now, first of all, let me just say, you name your restaurant the itis, it's a signal to those of us that know.
If you know, you know.
And the itis don't just come from Boondocks. It comes from way back. There's the itis burger right there. You just showed the itis burger. Michelle got the grits and catfish. I got the Louisiana rub chicken wings. They got a dessert called Unk's pudding. It's a salt caramel pudding that will make you smack your mama. Look, he said, look, they're in the switch. So they was like, they got apartments upstairs. That's the best we can do about a bed right now because we sure did.
Yo,
it's some of the best food that I've had in Omaha, Nebraska, bro. It's that good.
You got the crinkle cut fries. You know, that's my thing right there.
Food is seasoned food. Okay, first of all, here's the market. So I'm in marketing too, and I gotta say, I see y'all chiming up about this. I knew you was gonna let me stop this show to talk about this. I knew it. I look at y'all. Y'all coming in with it now. Yes, Brooke, we going. I told them they're gonna get sick of us sitting up here. It's that good.
I get kids said that's a mighty fine looking burger.
Bro, you don't even. I'm trying to tell you right now, man. Itis.
So while we're on this tip, you just reminded me. Shout out to the homie Chickadibia. He just came down here and he didn't visit me. We hooked up while he was down here, but he was down here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, shout out to Chickadibia, Omaha artist. Doing this thing out in New York. He was just down here to help a friend, but he has some slutty vegan. I don't know if you know about slutty vegan.
Bro, I got to get out there and try that.
He gave me a fry. All I had was one fry. just a fry. And I've been salivating about it for the last week. So
okay, so the switch, I feel like I wish we need to have a business in there or something because I'm about to start blowing the switch up so hard. It's like a cafeteria style. They got several different restaurants in there.
This it right here?
It's in there, right there. That's the switch right there, bro. That might be my car sitting in the spot right there. No. You got Little V's vegan taco joint. You got the Dirty Bird, which is already hard enough to not go to the Dirty Bird and just get your fried chicken on. Mama God said, I'm watching you on YouTube in my refrigerator, loving it. Thanks for this. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Mama God got one of them high-tech refrigerators with the screen on it and all that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
She spends a lot of time in the kitchen.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, she said she was going to MCC. That's what she's in, the culinary program.
I love it.
They got what? Power Life, Yoga, Berry, bar and fitness. Okay.
I know nothing about none of that right there.
You more with this side with the restaurants.
They got the itis over there, my man. The itis. Yes. Cottonwood is across the street. One of them days I was over there, Roger Lewis, Kethro, and then was over there spinning by the pool. I'm like, I might have to move over here. This. You got to see what's happening. What's going on, Zane? How you doing, little brother? Good morning. Good morning. I still haven't come over to see your Black Panther room yet, but I'm gonna come check you out.
Oh, Wakanda forever.
We gotta get to the itis. It don't make no sense, man. It's that good. The Unk's pudding is so good. It's ridiculous. Don't make no sense. I don't know why I didn't think of salt caramel pudding in the first place. I was like, oh, you got some pudding? Let me get that banana. We didn't got banana today. We got that salt caramel though. Say what? Black owned restaurant, husband and wife team, and one homie. They're looking for workers, by the way, and they pay good.
Okay, I was going to ask about that.
Yeah,
is it minority owned?
Minority owned for sure. Brother out of Houston that came with it. Yeah, that's
Brooke
what
says they got the creme brulee. They
ain't got the creme brulee, but it tastes. That's what that Unk's pudding tastes like. That salt caramel one tastes like a creme brulee almost. That concept in Benson should be duplicated in North Omaha. That's what I'm saying.
Omaha. Benson is North Omaha, brother.
Benson is North Omaha. This Blackstone ain't. We talking about Blackstone right now, but
right.
He's right. And even though I say that, I preach that every day, especially since I live over in Benson now. Benson is North Omaha, but I do want something deeper into North Omaha than where Benson's at. I do believe that we need that kind of place there. They would kill the game over there if they was over there. It don't make no sense how good that food is. They're from Houston, so I'm kind of feeling like they kind of didn't know when they came out here. They just kind of found a spot and got going. But yeah, if this that kind of thing was in North Omaha, it's crazy good, man, crazy good. Hey, good idea, Augie Kid, because if they deliver, I'm in trouble. I can't even. I might not even be able to talk to them about delivering because I'll be in real trouble. But yeah, we should hook them up with Loco for sure. Yes, please get over there. Black-owned business called the Itis. You already know what it is. For those of you that are on the show that don't know what the Itis is,
what's wrong with you,
buddy? You got a good explanation. Can you explain what that is?
What is the itis?
What is the itis? Yeah.
The itis is a small, short coma, usually induced by a cornucopia of delicious food.
See, I knew you would have a lyric. That's why I asked you to do it. I knew you had the lyric.
Yeah, it's a delicious food-induced coma. That's what it is. Usually lasts about an hour or two.
The actual definition of the itis it means a swelling. I don't know if you do this.
A swelling.
A swelling. So it's a medical term that's on the end of a lot of other terms that have to do with swelling. So they basically they're saying my stomach is swole.
Like gingivitis is the swelling of the gums.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
So that's where it came from.
So is it just like, hey, Black Dynamite, you like that? A cornucopia of delicious food. Yeah. A swelling of a cornucopia of delicious food. My stomach is swollen.
You on swole after you eat it. And it's usually it's associated with soul food, which because of the high sugar content, sugar and salt content, and all the bad contents, it puts you to sleep. You ever want a nap after you get done eating something heavy? That's what it is. Yeah, Pops is a wordsmith too. He said, "Now that's a heck of a definition, buddy. Webster needs that one."
All right.
I'm talking about.
Swelling of the brain too. Geez.
Swelling of the belly and the brain. Yeah. Well, so yeah, man. So anyway, I was doing good. I was on a program. I was going to the gym. I bought a juicer.
Hanging out with James.
I've been hanging out with James, man. I'm about to start calling the gym. Yeah, this is the itis segment. You're right.
Getting real familiar.
And I got to say the thing, now that we're on YouTube, I want to say that thing. This show is not sponsored by the itis at all. This is our only opinion. This is our opinion right here. And, we went and spent our own money yesterday on the itis. And this is just because we love the itis. We got to say it. Them boys is getting down over there. They getting down over there.
It's on my list. Speaking of that, I will be coming back to Omaha at some point this year. I'll be yeah.
Muhammad is shaking his head. I knew he would. He said this is our problem right here. We over here talking about this yard bird at the itis. I understand. I appreciate it. I was doing good. And then
Brother Muhammad looking at them tacos like, is that swine? Is that?
Oh, but Michelle don't eat no swine, so she was over there like, well, he said we only got one thing that's got some pork on the menu. He said, you can do the grits, and we'll put that chicken base on there, and then you can eat it with catfish. And she did that.
Okay.
Because they got the shrimp and grits over there with the pork sauce. So yeah, you can avoid the pork over there. Hey man, I know we're going too long on this thing here, but I just had to say it didn't hit us like that.
I appreciate the switch up.
She switched it. They set that bowl down in front of her, and she almost started crying. But anyway, I wanted to bring that to attention because we had the great conversation yesterday. And for those of you who've been asking, yes, Michelle Troskler is back, and she will be back on the show every Wednesday with the Michelle Soapbox Moments. The shenanigans will be in full effect once again. And she's also helping us with some new projects that we're working on as well. So we'll be welcoming her back on Wednesday. And yeah, we're going to have a party at the Switch, y'all. So, buddy, when you get in town, it's going down, dude. It's going down.
Yeah. Brother Black Dynamite, you already know, coming back from my cornucopia and my belly swell.
That's so funny. I be picturing everybody on the chat, and I knew Brother Muhammad was just like, these cats.
Shaking his head. Yeah, he said, if pork is in the house, it's a no-go.
No-go, bro.
It's a no-go.
But I was doing good. I was doing good, man. And then this place hit, and I'm just like, oh, no. I will try to have it in moderation. I will try to do my best.
The itis got you slipping in the darkness. Slipping in the darkness.
Well, we felt high after we left. We felt high. Just like that food was too good. Too good. Okay. That's enough of that about the.
Okay. I don't know.
Oh. I'm sorry. I gotta say one more thing about the itis because I do marketing. I'm kind of a little background in that situation there. So, I had a conversation with the brother about it. For the genius of this brother naming the place the itis. Here's some more about the itis. The popular cartoon Boondocks talked about the itis a lot. Pops, the grandfather character in Boondocks, opened a restaurant. We call it Pop Spot or something like that. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, and in this restaurant, it's a soul food joint. This all the bad things about soul food that there is. Yeah, man. They put Pops on the thing and everything. It was a food truck, and now they're inside the Switch.
Man,
Pops is on this and everything. So in the cartoon, Pops opened up a restaurant that served all this bad food, this soul food that's too good. Burgers made out of glazed donuts and stuff like that for the buns. That's what. And then in this restaurant, you can slide down to a bed and go to sleep after you do it. All right. So that's the idea. So this brother naming it the itis and putting it out there in the public like that it triggers the people that know.
If you know,
it's almost like a thing in your head, like, oh, they call it the itis, this food must be bomb. Like it was gonna be bomb whether or not it was bomb, right? Then you get there and it's ridiculous. So anyway, that's the last thing I want to say on that. Shout out to the cats over at the itis that did this genius thing, put them on the map, and can back it up with some really, really, really good food. That I need to have just like as a celebration every once in a while because it's just too good. It's just too good. Right, that's right. Chronic.
Brother Muhammad has me cracking up over here. He said slipping into the grave.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's like that. It's like that.
He might make me grab my Eat to Live book just to.
Bro, I've been on that Eat to Live. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm bringing it up, man. I was doing good. I might need to grab that.
just. I know, Brother Muhammad. Eat to Live. Just let the people steer them in the right direction.
Yeah. Black Dynamite prices are a little up there, but you ain't mad when you done. Portions is right, and the taste is ridiculous. You ain't mad. But they in the Switch. They got to pay that Switch rent. So the prices is up there a little bit, but it's good. It's worth it. Most definitely. 8:40 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, you're listening to First Sky Omaha Radio. First Sky Omaha in the morning. The show is off the rails. My fault.
Yeah. Hey, just I don't know where to go. Just take it, man. You got it.
Hey, man. Hey, I just want to say, if you're just joining us, it is a Monday. We just kind of we chilling. We just got done talking about for like a half hour about this place that's so good. It's ridiculous.
Paul didn't have his coffee, y'all. It's okay.
I didn't have my coffee, man. But yeah, the food was ridiculous. The food is just ridiculous. So the itis. That's the moral of the story. Just to let you know, we are on YouTube now. We got people watching us from the refrigerator door.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Subscribe. Tickle that tickle that bell.
Yep. Black Dynamite's over there watching us on Twitch. As of today, you can go to First Sky Omaha, the Twitch channel, and watch us as well. You playing a game while you over there, man? You on like Madden hockey or something like that while you
Madden hockey?
I don't know.
Oh man.
Yeah, let us know what's going on over there, man. And tell a friend. If you're on Facebook, of course, please share the show as we go. Yeah, we've been talking about some deep things. I'm glad we took a little breather on something that was good and celebrating the black businesses in Omaha. I like how Brother Sanchez, Mayor Sanchez, is like, stop spending money outside of North Omaha or whatever you said earlier. Yeah, man, we got to keep dollars in the neighborhood, and we don't really have a neighborhood much anymore. We have an area of town, but whenever we find a black business to be celebrated, we will do that, especially if they're good, especially if they're doing the thing. Right. He said, "Oh, you still on the clock? Okay, so no gaming for you right now." Well,
okay.
Appreciate you coming on in anyway, man. That's what's up.
You still on Twitch?
Yeah, that's what's going on.
Also, any of the radio listeners are reminding you we are on Alexa. You can get down with us on Alexa as well.
Yep.
And also, we are working on the audio podcast areas like the iTunes, the Apple podcast, the Spotify podcast. So if you listen to that as well, be on the lookout for us, and you can subscribe there as well. We trying to reach y'all on all corners, on all facets, man. So wherever you would like to see us, let us know, and we'll try to work on getting there.
That's right. Once again, 8:42. You're listening to First Sky Omaha Radio. First Sky Omaha in the morning. Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd, Star Trek Rich. Maybe we should sniff the coffee beans before we get back into it. Yeah. Thank you. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. How y'all doing on this very strange Monday, the 24th, 2022? We're feeling good, though. Season 3, Space is the Place. You're listening to First Sky Omaha Radio. First Sky Omaha in the morning. Little space dub right there called Black Hole Dub. You know who that's from? The infamous Boogie Jones.
Boogie on down.
He does the thing. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us and chiming into the chat. We appreciate y'all going left with us over there, talking about some food news in town.
Some itis.
Some itis. And Brother Valentine says, so y'all gonna need some paid interns, huh? I got you when you're ready, bro. We're ready.
Yeah.
We are ready. We have been laying out exactly what we need for help on that. And we got a couple positions that we would definitely would like to come on and fill. I know, talking to you, that we're looking for people ourselves as well that we can send to you to fill those positions. But if you have anybody that's looking for some stuff, we're definitely ready for that. But I got a couple of people whose kids are around that age that you were telling me. I said the 18 to 24. I believe it was the age range. If you know anybody who wants to be associated with the show and help us put some things together as far as stories are concerned, and also some of this producing tech work is concerned as well, or if somebody who wants to be a personality on the air with us. Yeah, we would love any of those things. We can help develop all those things with some young folks. So yes, Brother Valentine, we are ready, and I would love to get busy on that. Stacey Jean gives us a good morning for Sky Omaha family and friends. Appreciate it. I will finish writing up those job descriptions today and get those to you in the next couple of days, brother. Appreciate it. And yeah, we'll get it moving. We'll get it moving. In the meantime, we got to keep it moving. It's 8:45 right now. If you are keeping track of time here, we got about 15 more minutes left in the show. Yeah, man, what you got on your mind over there, buddy?
I'm really not sure where to go from here. But I definitely want to urge people to go ahead and check out the Friends of First Sky Omaha page. Again, just remind you, a lot of the stories that we talk about, some stuff that we don't talk about on the show, can be found on the Friends of First Sky Omaha page. So definitely big shout out to all the chat chimers who are sharing things on the page, especially you, brother Nomar Valentine, posting a lot on the Friends of First Sky Omaha page. So I definitely urge people to go check that out. And again, just kind of going back off of what we were just talking about with the interns and things like that. Brother Nomar Valentine again asks that if there are any positions or any jobs and any careers that people in the community might be interested. Again, he says, again, on a call with some potential investors right now, and we have a question: what type of jobs are the young people, again, ages 19 and 24 in North Omaha, wanting to work, and what is the desired starting wage? So definitely, again, Brother Muhammad says, where can we find the job description? So
got to finish writing those up officially,
yeah,
which I'm going to do today or tomorrow. And then I'll put those up for everybody to check out.
But again, if there's any other areas, definitely reach out to Brother Nomar Valentine. Looks like he's still looking for that.
And let's do that, man. Let's put that question out there. If you guys got young people, if you guys got kids, if you guys are around other young people, not just 19 to 24. I mean, we can broaden that up a little bit. What does like 17 to 30 want to do? You know what I'm saying? We really want to know what young people want to do and what they think their starting wage ought to be. Let's try to help gather that information so that we can and not just gather that information, but also gather some youth. If you guys know some get the names and the numbers of these people that you're asking these questions to, see if they're looking for some work and stuff like that. There's a lot of work out there, a lot of stuff happening. Like I say, I come across a couple of people every day. I also go to Naughty Buddha Burger Bar, and they are also always looking for somebody to help work. The IDIS said that they're going through the typical thing that every business is going through because of this pandemic. It's hard to find people to come in and take these jobs, so they've upped their pay, and they pay well for you to go work with them in their kitchen. So a lot of people are doing that. Brother Valentine put his information in the chat, so go to the chat here and check him out. He put his phone number and his email address there. So appreciate that. Thank you very much. And like I said, we'll get the job descriptions and stuff that we need here very soon, and we can start moving on all of that. So yeah, it's all about work, man. It's a good time for work right now. If you want some, it's out there because there's a lot of people that still need it. And the pandemic is here, and we're trying to figure out how to be careful with that every day. But at the same time, there's a lot of opportunities out there right now because of the shift. Michelle yesterday called it the Great Resignation that's going on right now. A lot of people,
really,
a lot of people have had to figure out how to do it when they lost their positions during the first wave of the pandemic, and they were just like, I don't think I'm gonna go back. I think I'll stay out here and keep doing what I'm doing. So everybody's hiring. Everybody, you can work at McDonald's for $19 an hour now. So it's a good time if you want. It's a good time for you to pick what you want to do and kind of get into it with some planning involved. So have your young people talk to some older folks and help them plan on what they want to do and come up with a strategic plan for their careers and get to it.
Yeah, as our brother Muhammad says, do for self. Definitely. Self-actualization is a huge thing. So yeah, man, let's keep moving, keep supporting each other. It is just about 11 minutes left in the show. I see we got the Trekkie Words of Wisdom back there. Is that something you wanted to hop into?
We do.
Can't forget that this season, man.
Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, we're back to the Trekkie Words of Wisdom. Today's Starfleet daily meditation says, To take a risk or play it safe, how precious the right to choose is. Because I've never been one to play it safe. I choose to try. And that's from the infamous Jean-Luc Picard. So,
hey,
yeah,
actually goes right into what you were just saying. Like again, this is the opportunity. Don't play it safe. What do you really want to do?
What do you really want to do? Pursue it. So yeah, great Starfleet daily meditation. Buddy calls it the Trekkie words of wisdom.
Yeah, man.
To take a risk or play it safe, how precious the right to choose is. Because I've never been one to play it safe, I choose to try. That's what's up.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Got that right. It feels good right now, just us doing this, what we're doing here on First Sky Omaha. It feels like there's always support, man. There's people that will help you with the choices that you're trying to make. There's a family of people that'll help do that, man. Resources. We got a good group of people that are contribute and listen. Good resources available for people that want to do stuff. Pop says, those are the words of my life. I heard that, Pops.
Yes. Take a swing at it, y'all.
Got to take a swing. Augie Kid says a lot of people have been become fed up and reached their point of effort, given that jobs are trying to finally offer $15 an hour in an inflated economy and now demands $30 for a minimum living wage. The Great Resignation, indeed. That's what's up. Burke said, "I need some from Cisco." Yeah,
we got that coming. Got
plenty of those. But yeah, man, yeah, Great Resignation is a very interesting thing. Michelle is definitely going to be talking about that when she comes on the show Wednesday. Where we're at, it's a revolution really kind of going on when it comes to work right now. So a lot of people who are doing their thing, and it goes down. It goes down. So we're excited about where we're at and the opportunities that are there for sure.
Especially with us and this kind of creator economy podcast, content creation economy. It's a good time to be in it. So we definitely, again, appreciate y'all support for making this what it is. And again, season 3 space is the place, continuing to build and carve out our own space and place to have our minds be free and have our voices be heard. So we appreciate y'all and definitely looking forward to what this season will bring. Yeah. Kimmer Snipes says Nebraska Civic Engagement Table. She says we are also hiring for a temporary position to help with the raise the way to campaign. Great opportunity for leadership development and personal network development. So there you go.
Lots of good opportunities out there. Not a lot of advice to young folks sometimes about what to do to get to where you want to go. So
right.
So let's add that in with our job openings as well. Maybe a little help, little knowledge, little encouragement in a direction for them. I've talked to a few young people that said that, like, yeah, we can take a job, but then where's that go next? Like, well, let's have some strategic planning discussions going on with you and your career in life. So I would have absolutely, took advantage of that when I was young. That would have been something I really wanted to do. So yeah, man, it's out there, and we'll keep on. Hopefully we'll be a source too that we can say, hey, there's some job openings here. Let's plug this person in with this job and make those connections as well. So that's what's up. Miss Snipes says, one of y'all need to text me and let me know why my ears were ringing though. We were just talking about some of the work that you had been doing. You'd hit me to the police. What was that organization? It was something that
was it Rise?
No,
Pace.
Pace, right. You hit me that existed, and that's all. We were just talking about that. Yeah, the relationships between people in the community and the police that they put some money behind just recently. So that's what we were talking about. Anyway, in the meantime, we're coming up on the end of the show here, so I think we better jump into some haps before we get it going. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, time for the haps.
What's the haps? What's happening? What's going down?
Yeah. Hey. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the haps. That's the point of the show when we talk about some cool things that we think you ought to be checking out, and time for you to tell us about what you think we should be bigging up on the show as well. Buddy, you got some haps for the people?
Yeah, I got a few. Big shout out to brother Omar Valentine for bringing some of these to our attention. Again, you can check out a lot of this on the Friends of First Sky Omaha page. But there's one event that I know is near and dear to your heart, Paul, as far as mentoring talking about mentoring the young men out there. This is a panel discussion that's in partnership with the Jesuit Academy, raising successful young black men in Omaha. Jesuit Academy sits in the heart of historic North Omaha at the center of 24th and Lake. As a member of the community and being deeply invested in the success of North Omaha and the members of that community, Jesuit Academy wants to be a resource not only to the families of the young men who attend the school, but to the entire community. The likes of John Ewing, Douglas County Treasurer, Keith Station, who is the Deputy Chief of Staff for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Also, Thomas Warren, the Mayor's Chief of Staff, and Gerald Kuhn II, who's Assistant Director of Human Rights and Relations for the City of Omaha, will all be the panelists for this conversation. So, again, definitely in North Omaha, young men need some help.
Some heavy hitters there too. That's what's up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So again, if you're interested in supporting our young men in the community and some of the efforts that Jesuit Academy are trying, look out for that event. Also, there's the 15th annual State of North Omaha event, the North Omaha Recovery Plan and Transformation 2025, the next 4 years. That's going down Saturday, January 29th. This is a virtual Zoom event. It looks like you can register with the Empowerment Network, but there's also a link on the Friends of First Sky Omaha page. There's quite a big list of people that will be speaking. I mean, Dr. Cheryl Logan, put some respect on her name. Todd Schmaderer, of course, Chief of Police for Omaha. County Commissioner Chris Rogers. Senators Justin Wayne, Terrell McKinney, put some respect on their names. City Councilwoman Juanita Johnson, Mayor Stothert, Manny Cook, Manny About Town, Pastor P. It's going to be quite. Brother Leo Lewis is going to be there. It's quite a list of people that will be there and speaking at this State of North Omaha event. Again, the topic is moving forward a common vision and plan. So this goes exactly to what you're talking about at the top of the show, Paul, with again some of these organizations teaming up and having a more strategic plan and again coming together to really point some of these funds in the right direction. So it's definitely something to look into.
We'll work on getting to that so we can come back and kind of report some things to you on the discussion had. So,
yeah, man. Yeah. Again, that's it. This is virtually going down Saturday, January 29th from 9 a.m. to noon. Again, you can register via Zoom with the Empowerment Network.
And Ms. Snipes says it happens yearly. So
yep.
That's what's up.
It's the 15th annual.
Nice, man. Okay, well, that's I hope that the panel discussion turns into some action next.
Right.
Yeah. That's good. All right. Anything else? Anything else happening in town here?
Looks like Paul Fileman has posted something. I'm not sure. Oh, that already happened. Oh,
okay. Yeah. Let us know if you guys got anything out there that needs to come up this week. Of course, we'll have a more extensive haps on Friday when there's more things going on the weekend, but we'll keep the segment back going. That with Trekkie Words of Wisdom. And don't forget, Wednesday, Michelle Trosclair is back. It's going to be time for some soapbox moments and some shenanigans.
Yeah, man.
And it's going down. Wanda Lewis says, we need your support, Terrell McKinney and Justin Wayne in Lincoln on February 1st. Okay, so
there you go.
Yeah, that was we need to go ahead and support that. And I think we've had that in Friends of First Sky Omaha. I can't remember the name of that event there, but we'll go back and check that out. She said, Kimber Snipes says, are you all going to interview the sheriff candidates? We certainly can.
That's definitely one that we're looking into. I know there's some controversy with one of the candidates in regards to his reluctancy to uphold or to enforce mask policy and things like that.
Brother.
Yeah. There's some conversation to be had with that, and of course, while we're on that lawsuit is still going on. So yeah. There's some more conversation. We definitely have to look into that one.
Yep. Peace, we're going to get out of here. Stick around at the end. We have a little bit of an outro video to show y'all. Hey. So might see a name on there. Stick around to the end. We got let's see, Brother Sanchez says, have a blessed day, I think he said. Let me see if I can find his he says,
Mayor Sanchez.
Have a blessed day, everyone. Mayor Sanchez, appreciate it. Pop says, thank you for another great show. Can't wait till Wednesday when the three Agrios are back together again. That's what's up.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate that very much. Let's see. Do we have some more goodbyes here? think we did. Yep. That's it. So yeah, thank you very much for everybody that's joined in. Buddy, you got some words for the people?
As always, man, this is definitely a exercise in community building, and we appreciate everyone from the community and really from outside the community nationwide, man, and people coming and joining and building the community right here on First Sky Omaha. So we appreciate you, we love you, we thank you. As always, looking forward to continuing to build that community and as we've been mentioning, do some things for our members. As Brother Richard just posted in the chat, again, if you'd like to become a member or sponsor of the show, check us out, firstsky.omaha.com/donate to become a reoccurring donor, or if you want to just, break us off one time, anything is appreciated and everything is appreciated. So again, we love and appreciate all the listeners out there, even the ghost listeners who don't chime into the chat, even if you're not a chat chimer and you just check us out as you go about your day. We appreciate you all the same. We love you. We thank you. And of course, catch the same time, same place, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on First Sky Omaha.
There you go. Appreciate you. Tamika Johnson gives us a peace. Peace out to you. Olga Kid says squad.
Squad.
What's going on? Brooke says, glad to be back on here on YouTube. So I'm glad that you enjoy being over on the YouTube channel there. Really appreciate that.
Yeah,
Again,
man.
we are on YouTube, First Sky Omaha, the YouTube page. Also, First Sky Omaha, the Twitch channel as well. Now you can check us out on Twitch if that's your thing. And of course, Facebook. And join us at Friends of Facebook, Friends of First Sky Omaha on Facebook, so that we can have more discussion when we're off air. And join us again Wednesday. Don't forget, Michelle Trosclair is back. It's going to be time for the soapbox moment in the shenanigans again. Want to give thanks to the Umaha tribe elders for allowing us to be on this land and speak while we're here. I want to give a shout out to our elders for allowing us to speak before them. I want to give a shout out to Weberized.com. Hit Weberized.com if you have podcast ideas. They're the experts. Man, Star Trek Rich and the Weberized.com is the fam. Please, if you have podcast ideas, come check them out for sure. Squad, man. And shout out to Buddy and his family for always, keeping it quiet so Pops can do his thing in the front room and opening up your home to us and allowing us to be there for us to do our thing here. So appreciate you as well. And everybody else, all you, the chat chimers, like Buddy said, especially the people that are reoccurring members of the station that help keep this going. We really appreciate your donations. Every little bit helps and keeps this thing rolling. Well, let's keep the conversation going and going and going. We'll see you Wednesday. Have a great day. Peace, peace, peace. Stick around. Check this video out, y'all.
Way. Vanglorious. This is protected by the red, the black, and the green. At the crossroad, with the key.
By any means